Yo, what's good, everybody? How we doing? Good evening, Digital, Anthony, Calify, Mike Light, Mystic Rick, Chris, Mason, Chris, Cash. How we doing, guys? How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? And more importantly, how did you guys trade on Friday? My Friday was, my Friday. Hey, Diana, how are you? What's up, Chris? What's up, Alex? How are you? How's everybody doing? Friday, guys. Friday, I was seeing it so clear. I'm not gonna lie, and I actually copy traded 2 accounts for the first time. Like, tried out the copy trading bot on Quantower, and I ended up making a little over 10K on Friday, which is really big for me. That's a huge day. So the copy trader worked out perfectly. I took 3 trades on Friday. All 3 were winners. All 3 were for over 1,000. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing day. You guys ever feel like you're just in the zone where you're just seeing every move perfectly? That was me on Friday. I could not miss. Could not miss. Felt good. It felt good. Tonight, you guys can see I'm already up $785, so almost $800. I happened to catch the short right here. Was the trade that I caught. I saw a big order sitting down there. Can't spell West without a W, Joel. That's facts, Joel. Joel, how you doing, brother? It's been a little while. I saw a big order resting down there at 700, which is still kind of sitting there. And there's a few orders just below. And with price unable to break much higher off the open, I kind of anticipated a little bit of downside, so that's why I took that short there. Now we're just kind of waiting for price to go up here and trade this 770 area and above. Friday, it didn't quite get to where I thought we were going to get to, so we could still see a little bit more upside throughout the evening tonight. I do expect this to get traded. We didn't quite get there on Friday, so I'm anticipating some upside, but I'll be leery of the downside from here as well, just under 800. So that's my read for tonight. Hungover from the Lions when it gets to Cowboys. Must have been continuation. No, I don't really drink. I don't drink a whole lot. Yeah, Grumpy, I'm kind of thinking that obviously there's some orders resting up here through the 770s. There's interest all the way up above 26K again, though, so I don't know what to expect. Are we in the Santa Claus rally mode yet? I don't know. Looking at higher time frames, the daily looks good for a little more upside. At least go test those Friday highs probably, or an attempt at it. But we could just be range bound for the night too, so I'll keep that in mind. But how's everybody doing tonight? How are we trading this evening? You're in pain from the Bucks loss, but we'll see. The Tampa lose today. The only game I really paid attention to today was Green Bay Chicago, which Green Bay won. I do have the Chiefs Texans game on a television in here, so I'll probably glance over at it from time to time tonight. Kind of pulling for the Texans. No offense to any Chiefs fans out there, but kind of hoping the Texans win this game. Yeah, Mad Lords, my mic is on. Is it not? Is it not working? Yeah, it's on. It's picking up. Can everybody else hear me okay? My stream is using the webcam mic? Really? Let's see here. Let's see here. How about now? Does that sound any better? Let me see if it should be fine. Okay, is that better? Hey, what's up, Cam? How are you? No echo now? Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you guys, sometimes when I don't like sign on every day, both Discord and my streaming service, Streamlabs, go through and reset some of the settings just randomly. I'm not quite sure why, but it does that. Cam, doing good. Tonight I'm up 785. I've been trading really well lately. Really for the last like 2 months, I've been trading really, really well. So probably some of the best trading that I've had, to be fair. At least the most consistent. All right. People still slowly filing in. It looks like it might be a little bit slower night tonight. We've got about 60 people in here right now. I really wish YouTube would combine the chats, because I have to pay attention to 2 separate chats during these streams. There's one for the shorts feed, and then there's one for the horizontal. And so I'm scrolling through 2 chats at the same time. I wish they would just combine them into one. Makes it very difficult to keep up with everything. And I'm sure there's some add-on that I could probably purchase that would combine all my chats for me, but man, scrolling through 2 chats gets confusing at times. So like I said, guys, we're just waiting for price to get up there into that 770 to 790 range to see what happens. What's up, Design? How are you? I knew what you meant. Shameless and seamless. Where you been, Design? It's a 2 chats, 1 cup scenario. I know, it's ridiculous. I can't so for those of you that are in the vertical stream, feel free to click on that other live stream on my channel, the one that doesn't have the word mobile in the title. It's a lot better viewing experience. That's where most people are hanging out at all times during the stream. You'll get to see my full monitor and everything. Your daughter's been having dance practices. I was about to say, I haven't seen your name in a while. Nauman. The trade that I took was, I was short from just below 750 and I wrote it down. Well, I got trailed out at like, I want to say it was in the teens somewhere in here. I was just kind of following this candle down as it made its move down. So I made my money on the short side. It was a while ago at this point, obviously. These are 5-minute candles. This is a 5-minute chart. So it was a little while ago.
Yeah, kind of lucky if you ask me. I'll be honest. When price jumped up into my level up here and rejected immediately, and then buyers weren't able to push back above, and we were just kind of consolidating here. As soon as we made that break back below, and it started to look heavy, there was a lot of aggressive sellers over here on the Dom at that time, so that's why I took that short. To go along with this order resting down here at 700. Right now, what I'm kind of waiting on, I kind of want to see, I kind of want to see either this or I want to see one of these. Nauman. So the 770 to 790 level. I think I grabbed that off of. Let me look at these time frames real quick. I think I grabbed it off a 30-minute chart, maybe. Sorry, first time I've been at the charts all weekend, so I can't remember why I have that level marked. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so this is the 30-minute chart on NQ that you see, right? If you're looking at where we're at right now, this is the top side of these rejection areas. You got one wick rejection, you got a rejection here, you got another rejection here. So that's why that's there on my charts. Hey, what's up, Spaces? How are you? What's up, Jay Styles? Like I said, for those of you that are in the vertical stream, feel free to click on that other live stream on my channel. It's a lot better viewing experience. I promise you. You see it from November 5th on the 4-hour? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that level goes back all the way to... You remember the gap up? That was kind of where we turned around on the big gap up. October... What is this? October 24th to... So this was a weekend gap up that we had on NQ. And that was like the peak of that extension of the gap. All right, we've kind of got orders stacked every 10 points or so all the way up right now. You can kind of see these lines every 10 points. Spaces, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. You guys know I like to wait for a confirmation. I don't pre-plan. I mean, I plan my trade areas, but I don't develop a bias based on the area that I want to execute until I get some sort of confirmation. So we're just kind of waiting right now, or I am at least. I wish I was good enough to just pick a level and place a limit order there and let it ride. Swing trades, you can kind of do that on the higher time frames if you're really patient and know where to execute from. But as far as scalping day trades go, I don't know. I kind of need some confirmation. I can't just say, oh, this is the 61.8 fib. Let's just place an order there and expect it just to turn around right there because there's the 61.8 fib there, or, you know, or because I have a level mark there. And I don't know that I really want to short this top here. I have a feeling we sweep above it, especially with all this volume stacked in above. I'm kind of thinking we could just keep grinding higher tonight. Maybe up into that 25,880 to 900 area. We'll know more when price trades in through this 770 to 790 area, though. Without a doubt. What's up, Miss Rain? How are you? How was your weekend? It was quick. Dang, Caleb, you're out there slinging around in this action? I mean, to be fair, it's a 70-point range that we're trading in right now, so there's definitely money to be made there. I feel like we're just putting in volume. Now, man, you like my levels? Well, for me, there's nothing to do because I think the move from where we're at, from current price, is a little bit higher. But you are trading right up into resistance at this point. It's not ideal. For me to play the long side, I'm going to need to see probably a break above 790 and a hold. At least a hold above 770. Otherwise, we're probably range bound and going to be looking for shorts. You like maths and you think I'm good at math? I don't know about being good at math. Really, all I do is I go to the higher time frames and I look left. That's what I do. But yes, my strategy is really simple. Like there's nothing real complex about it. Like I'm not looking at a lot. I'm not looking for a lot. It was the only way that I was going to be successful at trading, was to just simplify everything, strip everything off my charts, locate areas where my risk can be small, but my reward is big. Execute less, in other words. Yeah, Caleb, what firm was that? What firm were you trading on tonight? Take Profit? Or were you trading Lucid? Grumpy, you think we're going to pop that top? I mean, there's definitely interest higher. You can see the order stacked in here all the way up to 840. Really. But like I said, what I need to see for me to get long, because right now you are trading up into resistance if you're executing from up here on any long position. For the long, I'm going to at least need to see this, right? I'm going to at least need to see this, this, and a hold. Because this thing very easily could just give one of these sweeps and then a hard rejection and then back down into the range. How many people we got in here? We got almost 100 people in here now. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I appreciate you. Smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. It really does help the channel. I saw Pine had almost 300 people in his stream earlier. That's pretty good for a Sunday night. On top one futures. Oh, Grumpy. Okay. So you just have a runner left on. I got you. Yeah, I've never traded with top one. Caleb. Yeah, I mean, if you're long from it down here, if you're long from anywhere around point of control, obviously I'd be trailing at this point. Yeah, top one futures. Yeah, Grumpy. I mean, they've been around for a minute. There's just so many new props, guys. Like, there's so many new props that are cheap. I don't trust all of them, you know? Oh, thanks, Lance. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you guys want to take advantage of the Take Profit Trader 30% off, no activation fee, first payout refund of your cost for the evaluation, that promo with Take Profit ends tonight. So now would be the time to take advantage of that if you are. You can use code WES if you want to support the channel. Or whatever your favorite streamer's code is. But that promo does end tonight. I'm not sure. I did hear, guys, and don't quote me on this, but I saw on X that My Funded Futures is going to have a new account where daily payouts are a possibility at all times. You mean my volume profile, Massive? You're talking about this? I don't use TPO charts. So if you're asking about my volume profile, it's just the current session. The one on the right is the current session, and then over here, as the week develops on the left, right, I have higher time frame stuff. So I've got prior day, I've got current week will be the blue, and then the green is the prior week. Harder rules on top one, 10 days and 20%, and some accounts have ESS, but Lucid and Tradeify have to be your favorite. Okay. Yeah, I would say my two favorites right now are My Funded Futures and Lucid are probably my favorites. Obviously, there's that incentive with Take Profit Trader to get the daily payouts, which is kind of nice. That is the lure there. I believe Tradeify is now doing daily payouts as well. Funded next. Divide you saying your trade was less than 10 seconds. Wow, that's getting really nitpicky, Nauman. Because obviously, if you're on in queue, sometimes you get those volatility spikes. You know, especially last week, some of those you know it goes 40 points in half a second sometimes. So that's kind of nitpicking a little bit for sure. You're actually the first person I've heard get denied a payout from Funded Next. Believe it or not. Ahmed, yes. Yeah, I trade New York. I don't trade London. Normally I'm asleep during London. I live in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So 3 a.m. my time is that's bedtime. But I do trade New York session. I just don't stream during New York session. However, in the new year, my streaming schedule is going to change. I will be doing some New York sessions. And not so much Asia sessions anymore. Sometimes gold can wipe out accounts in milliseconds. Oh, 100%, Caleb. You kidding me? Gold can wreck you real quick. It's been a lot of sideways action on gold. I guess we're back in the upward grind. Hey, what's up, Charles? How are you? Yeah, T-Coop. I mean, like I said, my New York session trading is a lot different than the Asia session trading. You know, we're here having a good time, just trying to scalp out 10, 15 points here and there. Usually during New York session, I'm trying to find a trade that's going to run for 50 plus. I've done that on the Asia sessions when we get good movement and volatility. However, New York session is a lot different. 1000x leverage will do that, Martin. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, gold, I steer clear of gold. I know some of you love it because of the volatility and because of how much money can be made or lost really quickly. I value my accounts. I value my accounts. It does move. It does trend nicely, though. I will say that. If you're on the right side of it, it can be highly lucrative. I don't know, though. I'm so comfortable on the Nas because I've been trading it for so long. And if it's working, why change things up? Just size down. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm always on the micro contracts regardless of what, like, I don't think I could trade minis on gold. Let's put it that way. Not comfortably. Did we still have a portion of the gap down here on gold, it looks like, that hasn't been filled. Let me go ahead and mark this out here. This could be a downside target if price gets moving to the downside on gold for you. So for all you gold traders, I would keep this in mind. This is a... I would feel like this would need to get traded at some point. I don't know when, but if you start to see rejection stepping in, that's a pretty good gold trade. I mean, you're looking at 80 points on gold if it starts moving down. Yeah, yeah, so that's the contract rollover right there. Is what that gap is? Okay. Martin, yeah. Yeah, right after 7 o'clock. This one big red candle. Oh, I don't know now, man. Like I'm not privy to the information that I have no idea. What are you allowed right now? The pro accounts. I think you're allowed 5. I mean, they have to remain solvent, right? So there has to be some limits somewhere. $200, yeah, that's great now. I mean, that's great, actually. $200 a day if you have 5 accounts. I mean, that's $1,000 a day of 5 accounts, $5,000 a week. 105. No giveaways. No giveaways tonight. I don't have any accounts to give away. Not currently. Like I said before, the giveaways are all based on how many people use your code. My giveaways generally don't come until the very end of the month. The very end of the month. Apex has 20, but the rules are tight. Now, I mean, do you even know what all their rules are? I don't know what all the rules are. You got to have an advanced mathematics degree in order to trade with Apex these days. All right, people still slowly filing in. We got about 130 people in here tonight. Like I said, guys, smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. We're kind of just waiting on price to just waiting for price to sweep a little bit higher first before I get any kind of interest or read on this, on what's going to happen for the remainder of the session. Hoping it doesn't just roll over from here. Yeah, no, I'm in both Take Profit Trader and Trade Day for their daily payouts. Like I said, My Fund of Futures is getting ready to have an account that has daily payouts as well, permanently. So just be on the lookout for that. I think it's coming out soon. Can I tell you how Top Step will move to a live account? While they move to live account, you can't trade Express and eval accounts. I'm not sure what it is with Top Step right now as far as the transition to live is concerned. I think it used to be 25,000 in payouts, but really it's up to them. Right? Like they can move you to live after $5,000 of profit if they really want to, if they notice you have, if you're trading well. But I'm not 100% certain what that transition looks like for them right now. For me, back in the day, when I was moved to a live, I got moved to live when I had $11,000 in profits. Rice, it's 5 payouts right now. Standard Rice across the board. Like, no matter what the payout is. All right, so it's just 5 payouts, and you get transitioned to live. Grumpy, yes. When I did, it was all of it got moved, but that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. So much has changed that I can't keep up with all the rules with all these individual props. Sometimes I catch myself being like, okay, what account am I trading now? And what rules do I have to follow? There's so many different rules at this point when you're trading with all these different props. It's hard to keep track of. Sovereignty, you're getting closer to winning? I mean, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, they'll move you to live, it sounds like. Saves. Yeah, they'll transition you to live, and they should just you can take a payout before, I guess, probably before you can go live, or before they transition to live. They'll give you that option, I'm sure. Or you can roll the whole balance. I mean, I don't know what it looks like. They might have a cap on the balance that they move to live too. I don't know. Now, man, so I execute on the 5-minute. Analysis is all based on nothing lower than a 30-minute, though. Lance, honestly, so here's the difference, guys, is once you're in a live account, technically you have daily payouts on your accounts anyway, because it's a live account, right? The end goal is to have a personal account. Like, that's the end goal, is to just have your own personal account. But if you're not comfortable in your trading yet, and if you haven't traded in a live environment yet, I would highly recommend, if you have that opportunity, to transition to live with one of the props. The cap is the account size max. Okay. Saves. No, I believe once they transition you to live, and this goes for almost all the props, you can no longer trade your sim account. Mike Light, all you got to look for is if they have a rhythmic connection. If they have a rhythmic connection with those props, you'll be able to get Quant Tower. Or you'll be able to trade on Quant Tower. My Fun and Futures uses DX feed. I love you. Were concerned I wasn't going to go live anymore? What do you mean? Oh, because of last Thursday? Last Thursday, the Lions were playing on Thursday night, and that's my team. I wanted to watch the game. So that's why I took last Thursday off. Yeah, if you've never experienced, the fills in a live environment, it's different than a sim environment. You don't always get filled at the price that you want to get filled at. So it's a little bit different. It is a little bit different. Your orders show up on the books. Tim, where's central pivot? 726. Right here. Wait, love, you thought you read something about not being able to trade a prop account live any longer? Maybe you were wrong. I haven't heard that. If that's the case, then I need to do some research real quick. No, I just took last Thursday off to watch the Lions game. What's up, Nathan? How are you? Yeah, Tim, it's probably just how it's being calculated. You had an order hit your take profit 3 times and not fill before. Yeah, that happens in a live. 100%, Martin. That's kind of why people throw on multiple contracts and scale in and scale out in their lives. You know, they'll trade micros. But yeah, it is drastically different than trading on a sim prop. You know, you can put an order anywhere on a sim and it's gonna get filled, right? But you go to a live environment and there's got to be somebody willing to take the opposite side of the trade, or they have to match you with somebody that's willing to take the opposite side of the trade. So it's definitely different. And let me tell you, market orders go out the window. They go out the window. Which is why you guys will see me often join the bid or the ask. Lance, you just dream of consistency one day. Lance, do you find that you're not consistent because of emotions or psychology more so than it being a skill issue? Like you're not sticking to your strategy, you're chasing price. Oh, nice. Nice. You found pivots about the same time you started watching the streams? You like them a lot? Yeah, pivots are nice, right? I don't like to base my entries off of them, but they're definitely areas of interest as far as like targets are concerned, or a good spot to start trailing your position. You seem to cut winners early and let the losers run to stop. Yeah, Lance, I think that's just going to come with practice, to tell you the truth. Never thought you could be wrong on direction 90% of the time, but here you are killing it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's just chart time and learning how whatever asset you're trading moves or likes to move. It's very I remember when I started, it's very uncomfortable in the beginning watching your P&L line constantly move up and down. You know, you're 50 points in a trade, right? And you're watching your P&L dip down to only being up 600, being up 1400, being only up 700, you know. that's when trusting those higher time frames and overall market structure comes into play. If futures had theta. Yeah, Caleb, that's exactly why I don't trade options. That's exactly, you don't have to pay attention to the Greeks when you're trading futures. There's nothing. There's the charts, there's price and volume. and an occasional volatile news event. All right, are we going to get that push up to 790 and then the pull back to 770 and the hold? Or is this just going to run away from us all night long? Just keep grinding higher. Occasional tweet to disrupt the planet. Yeah. Grumpy, you got to the point at one time where you were just doing the opposite of what you were thinking? Yeah, here's the problem though with that mindset, right? Like doing the opposite of what you thought, saying that, oh man, had I just done the opposite. How many times have you watched a trade come down, take your stop, run it by a few points, and then go in the direction that you thought? Right? Like, actually, you were right about direction. But your execution was just, you were just off, you know, by a minute or two. Which is going to happen. That would have worked for you on Tuesday. You would have been rich. Yeah, the grind of the moment. Yeah. How many times have you guys made too much on these evaluations or whatever, or on your funded accounts, and had to lose money on purpose, and you can't seem to lose? Like, you just can't seem to lose. I mean, David, I can highly recommend Quant Tower myself. It was on Thursday. You literally made 10K. You don't get it. Yeah, how many times has that happened to you guys? where you just made too much, you're trying to lose, and you just can't seem to lose. Like, there's just nothing you can do. You're just hitting winner after winner after winner. Then you size up trying to lose, and you hit another winner. Yeah, I've been there. I have been there. Oh, don't look now, guys, but the Texans are actually beating the Chiefs. What's up, Mango? How are you? Gold short? I mean, I kind of like, as long as the price is holding below this 240, 4240 area, I like downside back in to fill the rest of this gap down here. Back down into like 140-ish. What's up, Kelly? How are you? Michael, you found TradingView to be glitchy when connected to Tradeovate? Supersonic, not a problem for you, but last evals have been 0% wins over 20 trades. That's impressive. User, no, I don't use GexBot. I don't use any options data in my trading. There's a lot of people in my Discord that do. They like to look at that options data. I've just really never, I personally have never found any, you know, there's no edge for me there. At least no more than what I'm doing currently. Maybe if I understood options data a little bit more, I would. But I really don't. I don't use any of that stuff. User, currently my streaming schedule is Sunday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. 2026, my streaming schedule will change, though. I'll be streaming more New York sessions. Kelly, you watching the game? Yeah, I'm seeing the Texans are playing well. This could just continue to grind up into Friday's highs and go test that. Like I said, I do think 880 to 900 is probably going to get traded at some point here. Yeah, user, just globex for right now. But I will be streaming, like I said, when the new year rolls around, I'm going to change my streaming schedule. I'll be streaming New York sessions Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday in the afternoons, and Fridays I'll be streaming the New York Open. Still waiting for that 790 to get traded, guys. It's just taking forever. I'm sorry. I wish I could catch a trade for you, but there's nothing for me to do just yet. Cowboys were a different team from last week. You think that was their peak for the season? What's up, Canary Trader? How are you? Yeah, Kelly, I actually caught this 5-minute red down candle here. Is where I made all that money. What's up, Real? What's up, Indian Burn? Wow, we got people slowly filing in still. What do we got? 170 people in here? Welcome, everybody. Smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. Armando, I was short from just below 750. Honestly, I made all of it in 5 minutes. I made all of it within 5 minutes. This one red candle here. What was the driver for catching that red candle? Okay, so you saw we gapped up on the open, right? We came right up into that 770, rejected really hard, put in this big topside wick. Then we had this period of consolidation after running the low of the range here with a move back up. And at this time, there were actually there was a passive seller sitting here just above 750, which was why we were kind of consolidating with aggressive buyers getting absorbed. And once I saw the failure back below 750 and saw aggressive sellers step in over here on the DOM surface, that's when I hit it. Gold nice at VWAP. Need to watch clear. Oh, man. Executing off VWAP is a recipe for disaster. You're asking to get chopped. Lucid says they offer full quant tower, but you can't get it to work. I mean, this is Lucid right here. LC, because a lot of times you get this kind of action, right? This is, especially when VWAP's looking sideways like this, just a lot of chop. I would rather be trading in a trade already and be watching price as it comes into VWAP rather than entering from VWAP and risking the back and forth. Tim, what feed do I use? So my live data is through Rhythmic. Most of the props are through Rhythmic. I think My Fun of Futures is the only one that does not use Rhythmic for their data feed, and I think they use DX feed. Yeah, they use DX feed. So that's My Fun of Futures. You can see the symbols a little bit different up here in the upper left. So they use DX feed. Everything else is Rhythmic on my end. Oh, Caleb, you want a full license? Do you have level 2? You might have access to the license, like all the licenses. However, to get any kind of volume analysis, you're going to need level 2 data. Oh, nice, LC. Nice. Yeah, if you guys have a strategy that's centered around executing off VWAP and it works, by all means, use it. Yeah, Caleb, with all the props, with any of them that you're going to sign into, it really doesn't matter what platform you're on. You're going to need level 2 for any kind of volume analysis. I want to say Lucid does offer CME live data for like $13 a month, which is relatively cheap. And I think, yeah, Martin, I think you're right. I think if you trade with Take Profit Trader, you can just reach out to their support and ask them to get level 2 CME data. And I think they give it to you for free if you're trading with Take Profit Trader. Don't quote me on that because a lot has changed with Take Profit recently. But I do know, a month ago, if you just reached out to their support, they would give you level 2 CME data for free. But I mean, Lucid is like $13 a month if you trade with them. Danny, only on Rhythmic? Okay. So, yeah. And Take Profit Trader does, they have Rhythmic and CQG are their two options. Is that right? So like Tradeovate. Live your purpose. Do I trade MNQ or NQ? I trade NQ. Gold breaking up. Gold looks pretty sideways to me. It's moving up. What's up, live trading? How are you? We got about 220 people in here currently. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Like I said, smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. I don't even know what we're at subscriber count wise now. Let's see. We are at 5,717. Can we get to 6K by the end of the year, you think? You think we can get there, guys? I don't know. That would take... I don't... It's slowed down a little bit. $6K? I don't know. I don't know. In one Pieter, in 1 week. Yeah, right. 300 subs in 1 week. I haven't had a week like that in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. We do have streams that go for, you know, like 80 subs, but it's normally only on giveaways. Like if I'm doing giveaways is when we have those 100 sub streams. The problem with doing the giveaways all the time though is people only tune in for the giveaways, and then right after the giveaways they unsubscribe and they leave. And then they only show back up when we're doing giveaways. Aiden, the upside doesn't stop. Oh, you're talking about the NQ right now? Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens up here between 790 and 800. Long position wise, what I would be looking for, I've kind of already said it a couple times, but I'll say it again. I'd be looking for something like this. Shorts, I'd kind of be looking for the same thing at this point. You know, where we get one of these, a hard rejection. That's kind of what I'm waiting for at this point, because we're so far, like, we're right along. I think it's the long is the play, if you ask me. But I'm going to need to see it holding above this area in order for me to get long. Targets on that would be, honestly, if it's holding above 790, the targets for me to the upside would be, I'd probably target this pivot up here just above Friday's high. I'd be holding probably all night. There'd be an area here right around 820 that would be an area to keep an interest on, or keep an eye on. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, Lance, it might be one of those things. It might be one of those where I'm just holding till morning. where I end the stream in a trade. Shoot, guys, what was it? Last Thursday? Thursday I held a trade all night. Woke up. Actually, when I went to sleep, I was up 1,200 on the position. And I woke up, and I was up like 1,400 on the position. Yeah, really, honestly, I'm kind of there with you. I would love to see some downside. I would love to see this fall back into the range because the long is going to take a while to play out if that is the play. You haven't been able to leave a trade on? Oh, overnight you mean? Like holding overnight? You're learning take profit trader. Is there a way to set a stop or a trailing stop? Cody, what trading platform are you on? You're on Tradeovate? I haven't traded on Tradeovate in a while. Guys, is there on Tradeovate, for those of you that are on Tradeovate, is there a way to set a trailing stop on Tradeovate? See, because on Quant Tower, it's so easy. All I do is come up here and click this little mouse button, right? Say I want a short position from here. Actually, let's go to a different chart. Let's get away from this one. Like, say I want a short position from there. All I would do is set my stop loss and then my take profit to wherever I was targeting. Right? And then I can move my stop and everything accordingly. You have to do a manual stop. So you couldn't even like put a limit order? Nathan, how on average, how long do I take for a payout? Nathan, my situation is a little bit different than everybody else's, you know, well, I mean, than some of you, right? Because currently I have 11 funded accounts and they're kind of all on a cycle where I'm kind of taking payouts consistently at this point. But I would say like on an individual account, like if that's what you're asking, it's probably like once every week and a half to 2 weeks is when I'm taking a payout. Usually like 2 payouts a month. Mohammed, this is part of Quant Tower. If you're asking about the DOM surface over here, the heat map, this is part of Quant Tower. It's not book map. All right, guys, still waiting for price to do its thing. Give us a little confirmation here. Got a little latency going on. Caleb, you like the Lucid Directs? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't trade the direct to fundeds. Just strictly because I can pass the evals with somewhat of a somewhat consistently, fairly easily. For me, there's not much added value to trading the direct to fundeds, but with Lucid, they're super cheap. I do know that. They're a lot cheaper than most of them. Yeah, Lance, Lucid's great. Lucid is great. Of the newer props, they're the one I recommend the most, for sure. What firms do I have 11 accounts with, Nathan? I trade with My Funded Futures, Take Profit Trader, and Lucid right now. You'll have to figure it out, but when copy trading, almost certain you can't. Might try and hook it up to your trading view. I mean, Quant Tower has a copy trader built into it. I just use that if I'm doing any copy trading. I don't really do a whole lot of copy trading though. Biloxis. Do I like Top Step? Top Step's reliable, right? I think you have 5 XFAs with them right now. Yeah, Top Step's good, guys. There's nothing wrong with trading with Top Step. They've been around a long time. They've been in the game a long time. They're reliable. They're trustworthy. The only thing that I don't like about them is you pretty much have to trade on Project X. You have to trade on Top Step X. That you don't have your choice of trading platform. And Project X has been glitchy. It is glitched out a few times. But other than that, Top Step's great. There's nothing wrong with Top Step. They're going to pay you out. Their rules are transparent, out there, easy to follow. Martin, do I wish that Friday was copying all of them? I mean, Martin, I try to not think about that. I copied 2 accounts on Friday. And each of them made 4,500. Friday was an outlier, though, Martin. Those days are so rare. They're so rare. I mean, those days where you just see every move perfectly, it's so rare. I mean, that's probably one of my that's definitely in my top 5 of largest profit days day trading. Yeah, Caleb, so like with Lucid, when I was doing my evaluations with Lucid, the difference was okay, so in the direct to funded, you had 20% consistency and it was 8 winning trading days to pay out. Whereas if you went through the evaluation, it was 1 day to pass the evaluation, 5 winning trading days, and 35% consistency at that time to get to pay out. So it really didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to do it at that time. 4,500 times 11. Yeah, Martin, I don't want to play that math game. Are you kidding me? I mean, okay, let's say it was on Apex, right? That's a $100,000 day. That's a $90,000 day. I'm not going to play that game. No shot. No shot. Kidding me? Yeah, I mean, if I was copy trading like 20 accounts on Apex with that kind of day, yeah, that's a 100K day. That's a 100K day. Yeah, Lance, it does it becomes difficult. So like that's why I've started messing around with the copy trader with a couple of the accounts. Because it's becoming very, very difficult to manage all of them, because some of them you have to trade like once every few days or once every 5 days, with all the different rules that are involved with all the different props. So what I've been doing is just been taking base hits on some of the accounts, per day, trying to get 10 points. Xenon. So what I'm going to be looking for, I'm not opposed to the short at all, right? You just have a huge uptrend here. What I'm going to need to see for the short at this point is going to be, whoa, that's a big line. Let me size this down. Here we go. I would need to see a reclaim below 770 and a hold below 770 for the short. Pete, audio is weird, cutting in and out. It's got to be just you, Pete. It's got to be on your end. If the audio is messing up. You lost sound and had to reload the stream. Oh, so it's on YouTube's end is what you guys are saying? Yeah, Biloxi's just saying sounds fine. I mean, my Streamlabs is showing full pickup. Space is, yeah, there's enough people saying it sounds fine, so it's got to be on your guys' end. Martin says sounds good. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be on your guys' end. I don't know. Kelly says the audio is good too. Okay. Guys, when I used to watch Trades by Matt back in the day, when people would start arguing about his sound, he would literally, they would tell him he's quiet, and he would literally just start yelling into his microphone. He would just yell as loud as he possibly could into his mic. Blow out people's ears. If any of you are OGs to watching Trades by Matt stream, you know what I'm talking about. Because he would just get so annoyed with it. It was every stream. Every stream somebody was saying, you sound quiet. You sound quiet. And he's like, guys, I have a top of the line Shure SM7B microphone. Everything is fine. My audio mixer is top of the line. Like, hey Mo, what's going on? London hours? Yeah, I mean, look guys, I'm sorry. Like I said, the new year is going to be a change in the streaming schedule. I'm only going to be doing the Asia sessions on Sunday evenings. After that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be my streaming schedule. Monday and Wednesday, I'm going to do the afternoons, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then Fridays, I'm going to do the New York Open. No way. Do I got a Streamlabs bot and Nightbot going at the same time? Hang on 1 second, guys. Hey, what's up, Running on Empty? How are ya? Yeah, we got about 240 people in here right now. Pretty good turnout for the stream. We're just, like I said, we're just waiting on price to either reclaim below 770 or hold 770 and go up there and trade 790 to 800, and then see if 790 wants to hold above or reject. If we fall back below 790, I'll probably try a short from 790 if we fail above. But man, someone clearly thinks the market's going up to 26,200 though. Anybody doing anything cool for Christmas? Anybody got any cool vacation plans or anything like that? Or does everybody stay at home for Christmas? If you celebrate. Later, Cash. Enjoy your night. Yeah, Antoine. I mean, I kind of think the long still. Right? Like, go trade Friday's highs. Go test that 880 to 900 area. Yeah, you're thinking 920 target for Monday? I can see that. For sure. Mo, you've upset everyone you love intentionally to avoid buying anyone presents. Taking the kids to Orlando? Nice. Nice, Harlan. That's not cheap either. That's a heck of a gift. And doing the whole like Universal Disney theme park thing down in Florida is not a cheap trip anymore. You're talking like 10K plus. Yeah, it's expensive, Harlan. Is it? That's an expensive trip now, without a doubt. Yeah, Martin, I know. Yeah, guys, we do have we do have FOMC this week. So it could be relatively slow price action the early half of this week. Roasting duck for Christmas, Pipster? What's with the change of schedule? Thought you heard you say the channel didn't do well on RTH. J-Rod, here's the thing. In order for the channel to really progress, right, I'm going to have to bite that bullet eventually. I'm going to have to dip my toes into primetime market trading hours, right? We're very limited as far as the channel is concerned with just streaming during Asia session. Plus, it's not doing great things for my sleep schedule. It's not doing great things for my sleep schedule. So, in order to make that transition, I'm going to have to trade at more primetime hours. I'm going to have to stream during more primetime hours. And yes, it's probably going to be slow initially for a little while until more people that are trading during that time hear about the channel and find the channel. But I do have to make that transition at some point. Like, have to make the transition at some point. Otherwise, we're just going to be kind of floating along here during Asia session. $12K total, Harlan? Oh man, yeah, that's an expensive trip. Doing those theme park things is expensive. Shorts based on my strat, Metal. I kind of just drew it out what I would be looking for, but the shorts based on my strat, what I would need to see is a reclaim of price back below 770 at this point, a rejection of 770 for the move down. Like, my entry will probably be 770 on any short side trade. For the long, what I would want to see is a move above. Come back down and hold 790 for a long. So that's kind of what we're waiting for at this point. Honestly, been waiting for this all night. So I might not even get the trade. Yeah, cheers, Metal. Yeah, J-Rod. He'll listen to PW for the comic relief. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to trade, not do the gambling thing. Like, my regular trading hours is a lot better trading anyway. That I think a lot more people will be interested in watching that rather than watching the slow Asia session. I mean, there's good trading during Asia session sometimes, but you're just you know, as a streamer who lives in America, it's not great for my sleep schedule. Right? Yeah, Cash, there's definitely going to be a lot more competition for views, 100%. But eventually we have to bite that bullet, right? If we want the channel to grow to where we want it to grow, we have to stream during New York session. Like, it has to happen, which is why I'm doing 2 of the streams during that 1 to 3 p.m. slot where, like, you're competing with Top Step TV and what, like Brian Stonk, really? Zero Day J, maybe. But we have to be able to compete on that level. So yeah, initially I expect the transition to be rough. It's going to be slow for a little while. Fully, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just have to, it's something that has to be done. Like, we've noticed that we've kind of just peaked out during the Asia session. Like, I feel bad because a lot of our viewers are trading during Asia session currently. And they're a big reason why the channel has got to where it's at. But we've also seen, like, guys, I had a stream the other day where we picked up 4 subscribers. And by the morning, we had lost 12. So, like, when you start to see a decline in the number of subscribers that you have, from day to day, there's you have to pivot. You know, it's kind of like a business. When you invest in something and it's not working, or a product and it's not selling as a business, you have to make some changes. So you have to treat your channel like a business, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't that way. You know, but you have to pay attention to the YouTube analytics. Otherwise, YouTube just punishes your channel and kind of boxes you in. They don't allow you to grow. Oh, you're talking last Monday's low, Pavan? J-Rod, do you think I'll do very well? I mean, I hope so. I hope eventually it picks up. When I first started streaming, we tried RTH, like the New York session. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. We were getting like, we had like 20 people in the streams. Yeah, we'll see, Hester. We've already far exceeded what I thought the channel would grow to. I'm shocked this many people tune into my streams every night, to tell you the truth. You know, I'm not sitting here raging, breaking monitors, slamming my fists on things, you know. Oh, nice, Mike. Yeah, I hope you all tune into the New York session streams. It's gonna be trial and error. It's gonna be trial and error. Steve the MacD is not confirming with the up move. Oh, tomorrow's low is gonna be that. So you're expecting a little bit of volatility, a little bit of downside. Oh, thanks, Mohammed. Yeah, I hope everybody tunes up for the New York streams. Yeah, Chris, that's just it, right? Like I'm in trading for the long haul and not the quick $1 million. Cash. Yes, I know the circumstances. I'm not going to discuss it on a live stream though. Just to give you a heads up. That's his personal thing. I know what's going on. He's doing the right thing in his situation. That's what I'll say about that. But it's not my place. Find a hot co-host for the New York show. find just some hot chick that wants to hang out. Yeah, Lance, I'm pretty my trading is really simple. Like it's really boring, really simple. I'm waiting for price to get to me and I'm waiting for it to do what I want it to do. What's up, Mr. 21? How are ya? Yeah, Lance, I mean, look, my trading is very consistent. It's very consistent. But I'm not putting up crazy numbers either, you know? I'm not the world's greatest trader. I'm not, you know, I'm not making $1 million a year. Like I said before, yes, this is what I do for a living. It is what I do full time. Yes, I am profitable. I'm low six figures annually, but it's just slow, steady, consistent gains. I'm not driving Lambos or Ferraris. I'm driving a Jeep Grand Cherokee. For those of you that are interested in what I drive. I live comfortably. I could have Nims on with me, Piter. Piter, you missing Nims? What's up, Spence? Yeah, Lance, Friday was kind of a little eye-opening for me because what would normally have normally just been like a 5K day, because I was copy trading 2 accounts on Friday, was a 10K day. My biggest fear though is the psychological side of it, when if I'm copy trading, say, you know, 5 or 10 accounts, having one of those, you know, $700 loss days that's now compounded 10 times. Love, how much do the props give you as an affiliate? So it varies with all of them. It's normally a percentage of the account purchase is how it's based on. These guys that have 40,000, 50,000 subscribers, they're making a living off of it. They're making a killing if you're using those guys' codes. Am I at the level where I could be a digital nomad, Nathan? I mean, I suppose if I was going to sell my house or do any of that. Ahmed, so I have 11 funded accounts is how many accounts I have. I've been trading them all individually. I don't copy trade my accounts. I'm more a risk averse kind of trader, whereas if I'm going to blow up, I'd rather have it be on one account than have 5 accounts blow up at the same time, you know? I'm fairly confident, but there's always that chance, you know, you just never know. I still have tilt days from time to time. You know, it happens to me. My tilt days look a lot different than some people's tilt days, right? Cody, the resets probably don't get refunded. It's probably just your initial test or evaluation cost. It's easier to be a furu. Yeah, I mean, look, what you're seeing on the internet is there's some good traders out there. There are. But there's also, you know, the affiliate traders. The ones that are trading live, pushing the affiliate codes, and that's how they're really making their money, is the affiliates. A channel of my size, we don't make a lot off the affiliates, you know. My affiliates go to pay my editor. So, I personally don't make a whole lot off the affiliates. No one is real. At least you're doing it for real. I mean, I don't know. There's good traders out there, guys. Like, I can highly recommend Vincent Desiano. You know, like as far as a streamer and a presence on YouTube and knowing what he's doing. I can say he's a good trader. I think Rips is a good trader. I think Rips gets caught up in the whole trash talking social media thing quite a bit, but I think Rips is a good trader. You know, there's good traders out there. It just, you got to find them. I mean, everything that you see nowadays, is everybody pushing some ICT strat and then trying to sell a course based on it, you know? Like, because that's what the YouTube algorithms picked up. So you just got to be able to, decipher the good from the bad. Yeah, Danny, Carmine's good too. I learned a lot about order flow from Carmine. I even think Rocket Scooter Matt, you know, I don't know what he goes by on YouTube or any of his handles really, but I think he's a good trader, right? Like, he's a really smart guy. Like I said last week, I never really looked at X. Man, I got on X last week and it was like, whoa. You want to talk about an eye-opening? Oh man, you want to talk about a toxic place? All these influencers are just going after each other. Like, they're all just going after each other. I was like, whoa. Let me just stay out of this space. I made you feel bad first time getting into trading. You got sucked into the ICT. Everybody does, Sensei. Everybody goes down that rabbit hole, right? Like, because that's what you're force fed. That's what's recommended. That's what shows up on everybody's feed. That's what all the young bucks, all the 20-something, the teens, all the streamers, most of the streamers are using it. Like, there's nothing wrong with. If you're making money and being profitable using an ICT setup that you can repeat and almost systematically use for entries and exits and all that, and you're making money from it, by all means, use it. What is ICT? Yeah, Martin. You're talking about X, yeah. X is man, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Here we go. Man, price has just come to a screeching halt here. I was kind of hoping we'd get an acceleration through. Test it a little bit above 800 and come back down and hold 790. But man, it's really not moving. You believe in KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, me too. Me too, Ahmed. Yeah, I mean, use whatever you use. All an FEG is a low volume area. You know? That's all it is. Pine PTC is the way. Pine, what's up, Pine? Wonky, I caught the short, actually. I was short in this 5-minute down candle over here at like 7 o'clock. So the money that you see that I made was on the short side trade here. And I've just been chilling ever since then. Waiting on price to get a break here, one way or the other. You'll shoot a 15 mini short. No, Martin, don't do that. Don't shoot a 15 mini short here. Yeah, Ahmed, pretty soon I won't be able to watch. Well, I'll be able to watch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going to be streaming from 1 to 3. I'm going to be streaming from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard come 2026. Changing the streaming schedule up a little bit. We're only going to be doing Asia session on Sunday nights. And that's it. Yeah, Ahmed, currently I only stream at night. But 2026, we're doing a little bit of change. We're changing it up a little bit. Yeah, Lance, I mean, trading, like, look, sometimes you get good movement during the Asia session, but here's what's happening, right? Is a lot of Asia sessions, you'll have, like, an hour right after the open where there's some volatility from, like, 6 to 7 p.m., and a lot of times what you get is kind of what we're seeing here, where it's just kind of grindy or sideways and not moving around in a 30-point range, especially when I've been streaming at 8:30. And there's just not a lot for me to showcase as far as my trading goes. Sensei, so ideally my stop loss is set for the most part. It's usually 20 to 25 points on my stop. During New York session, that is. Because I'm using these levels as my confirmation, quote unquote. So my short side entries are always from the bottom sides of these levels. My long entries are usually from the top sides of these levels. Stop is at the opposing extreme. That's kind of why I have 20-point levels on NQ, because it defines my risk. Sheehan, higher time frame points of interest or like current session points of interest? Lance, it's just hard to sit in trades for long periods of time. Yeah, that'll come with chart time, I think. You just have to do it, right? Like, because eventually you kind of want to be a swing trader for the most part. You know, you kind of want to be in a position where you can just swing trade. Oh, Sensei, yeah, that's how it always is. Right? You're in longs for a long time. Nathan, how long have I been full-time trading? So I've been full-time for 4 years. A little over 4 years. Oh, Vincent just joined. Why is the video cropped? Click on the other live stream on my channel, Vincent. You're in the vertical stream. That goes for everybody in the vertical stream. If you want a little bit better viewing experience, just pop on over to the other live stream. Click on the other live stream on my channel, the one that doesn't have the word mobile in the title. And it's a lot better viewing experience. Nathan, I had 2 years of expenses saved up before going full time. Actually, that's not bad, Sensei. Seven full months of trading with 5.3K market tuition. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. In fact, when people always ask me, you know, like, how do I learn? Can you teach me? My very first question is, do you have $10,000 that you're willing to lose? You know, like, because if you don't have $10,000 that you're willing to lose, don't even think about starting to trade. I just don't even think about it, because more than likely you're going to lose that first 10K. Hey, what's up, R-Dub? How are ya? And then the next question is, are you prepared to be learning for the rest of your life? Because, well, you have to constantly study. You have to keep learning. The markets are always changing. They're never the same day in, day out. You know, yeah, we can look for setups all we want, and we can look for the same thing, but the setup's not going to work every time. Well, it took me 80K. Yeah, I mean, that's happened. You know, it happens. I was very fortunate. So when I was learning the ropes, I still had a full-time job. I was paper trading. I wasn't putting real money on the line. So I took things extremely, extremely slow. And also, when I started with props as well, really it was just Top Step that was around. And it was, like I said, it was a 3-week process. There was none of this pass your account in 2 days. So you were really incentivized that if you didn't want to be put back an entire month with Top Step, you wanted to hang on to that account for as long as possible. So you took it really slow. There was no multiple accounts. It was, you got one account, and that's what you had to trade with. You know, you had one account. It was a 2-step, 3-week process. It was a lot different than it is now. Let's put it that way. A lot different. The second question is, are you willing to lose another 10K wonky cake? Yeah, I mean, that's what I ask him. Yeah, look, guys, like a lot of what you see is guys max leveraging their accounts, right? Some of them are probably hedging props against props to get those, and they're only posting what they've made, right? They're not posting what they've lost as well. So like just know that happens. You know, so while someone might have made, you know, 500,000, they've probably lost 500,000 as well somewhere along the line. So just keep all that in mind. You know, that's kind of the prop game right now, is you don't, like, someone can be profitable with props if they found a system or a way to game the system a little bit. If you're thinking about it in terms of real money, right? Like, as a 50K account costs you how much money to purchase all in, you know what, $100? Theoretically, they give you $2,000 of drawdown, and that's really the size of your account. Now, if you blow through accounts, right? Think about that. Even 10 blown accounts, technically, that's $20,000 of real money, and if it was a real account, that they've lost, right? Now, you add that to the payouts, and a lot of what you're seeing, like if traders are saying, hey, I've paid this much in accounts this year and I've gotten this much in payouts, when you do the math, if that were a real account, that's actually an unprofitable trader, right? That's actually an unprofitable trader. But because of the way that props are set up, they're able to pull a profit from it. Does that make sense? You watched a documentary about a hacker, retail trader, turned insider trader after hacking into a news network or something? Led him to be sent to jail for the rest of his life? Yeah. Nathan, do you ever get lonely trading? I'm a 6-figure trader too. Yeah, Lathan, I mean, trading is lonely. That's why you got to have a real tight circle of friends. It's kind of why I stream, to tell you the truth, to hang out with you guys, to not be as lonely. Because honestly, when you're talking to people in real life about trading, like face to face, especially if they've never traded before, you're speaking a foreign language. They have zero interest in what you're saying. You can't tell people about your day or what you do for a living, or you can't talk to most people about it. So that's kind of why I stream, just to have that social interaction. It kind of fills that void for me. I'm able to talk about things that I can't talk about in real life because people just don't care. They don't care. They care about how much money you made or lost, but beyond that, they don't care about anything. Sensei. That's funny. Hey, what's up, the Almighty Will? Yeah, stream's been good. I haven't caught a trade yet on stream, but the stream's been good. I've had a good time. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Chat's been active. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, Tim, that's kind of what I would be waiting for. I'm probably not going to take the trade anyway because it's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'm feeling if it's the long, you're going to be in it for a while. But just for reference, for those of you that are just tuning in, what I would be looking for if I was going to take this trade is either a break above. At this point, I want to see the sweep. I want to see the sweep above 800. I'd like to see price come back down and hold above 790. You know, kind of chop around. And then give one of those. Or if we reject 790, I'd kind of want to see one of these. And the rejection below 770 for the short. You know, a short below this wick high over here. Entered short at 790 to retest the 50 EMA, at least at 782. Targeting 8 points. Yeah, that's the other thing, guys, is you guys are much better at scalping those little moves out than I ever will be. I always got wrecked when I was looking for small moves. So that's why I trade the way that I do. I always got wrecked. My entries just weren't ever precise enough for me to capitalize on it. Oh, wow. Oh, we had a lot of people join recently. Last I looked, had a lot of new subscribers. We're going on 5,750 here. Another 6 subs. Maybe we will get to 6K by the end of the year. Maybe we'll get there, guys. Scalp or die. Yeah, I've just never been good, R-Dub. You know, like Goose and I are similar in that mindset, as far as when we're looking for a trade to get into, we're looking for 50 to 100 points on NQ. You know, we're looking for bigger moves. Some of you have a good scalping strategy that I've just never been good at it. I always end up losing money. To Zero Man, it feels like just yesterday we were fighting gold at 4K subs. Yeah, that was funny when we were racing gold there for a little while. That was funny. Felt like there for a while gold was taking off from us. You remember that pump on gold? I mean, it was just skyrocketing. Felt like gold went from like 2,700 to 4K in like 2 weeks. Yeah, you know it's overbought when you got people lining out the jewelers to buy gold. Yeah, gold was wild there for a while. It was crazy. Sensei. I mean, you definitely can catch 50 pointers, right? Like tonight, I mean, I caught nearly 40 points on that short side trade. Last Thursday, if you go and watch my last stream, actually, I caught how big of a trade was it? Like almost a $1,300 trade. So I caught like 65 points. But you have to hold for a couple hours. In most cases, unless there's news, like you're holding for a couple hours during the Asia session. But it can be done. It definitely can be done. Lance, you were gifted a few gold eagles when you were younger. Now they're worth a lot. You love gold. Yeah, Sensei, sometimes I hold for, I mean, last Thursday night, I held a trade overnight. Yeah, Pine, you got a 50-pointer tonight. Pine, oh, yeah, that's right. When I tuned into your stream, you were long, actually, from, like, down here, weren't you? Like 720-ish? Maybe just below? And I think you were targeting, what, like 760? Yeah, somewhere around there. That's right. When I tuned into your stream, you were in a pretty good position. I know you were long from the lows down here. Just wait for FOMC. You can make 50 points in 3 seconds. Don't trade FOMC. Don't listen to zero sum trades, guys. Actually, I found FOMC actually isn't when the volatility happens. It's when JPOW comes to the mic when the volatility happens. JPOW steps to the mic and the market just goes crazy. It just goes nuts with every single word that he says. Yeah, Cody, we'll see. We'll see if it's just a liquidity grab above and a pull back into the range, or if it just wants to continue to go higher. I'm going to wait for it to break. Well, I'm probably not going to take the trade. I'll be honest with you. It's coming close to the end of the stream now, but I would be waiting for a push above 800 and a retest of 790. If that never happens, so let's see here. What is this downside wick here? So a retest of 808, it looks like, is what I would be looking for. And then the pull back into 790 and see if 790 holds. Depends on the color of his tie. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's what I would be waiting for. I'd be waiting for this, and if it held here, I'd be looking for the long. If it failed to hold 790, this is what I would be looking for, right? Lance, you prefer I stream at 9:30? On Fridays, I will be in 2026 for sure. How do you guys keep calling for specific numbers? For me, it's all based on where sellers or buyers would need to step in order to defend, is how I'm calling price. So like when you let me show you what I was seeing. So you see this red candle with the green candle sandwich, right? This downside wick. Obviously, there's a lot of selling pressure here with the move down. This downside wick right here is what I would be looking for the rejection to step in at. So it's all based on looking left for me. You're still long line. Yeah, Pine. Yeah, you guys want to learn patience. Go trade the Dow. Go trade YM. YM, actually, if you're just beginning trading and you want to take off some risk and still trade minis, you can comfortably trade one mini on the Dow and hold the trade for a long time. The Dow is great for that. Like, I highly recommend it. Beginning traders start out on either ES. Start out on either ES or YM. The NQ is a different beast. It is a different beast. It is very hard to learn on. A lot of money can be made or lost on NQ. There's a lot more volatility, a lot more wiki price action. Hey, Cody, nice. You've been in it since 761? Yeah, so you've been holding for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you've been holding for 2 hours. 2 hours for 30 points. Yeah, Chris, I mean, that's what it's all about for me, right? Like, it's not so much a skill thing for me, right? Like, I'm very average. It's just something that my brain has been able to recognize some patterns that occur, Right? In its easiest form, I'm just looking for bull flag, bear flag setups around these areas. In its most simple chart pattern form, that's what I'm looking for. Right? Bull flag, bear flag setups based around the levels. So like if you wanted to say 770 was a level, technically you kind of have a bull flag set up here, right? If you were entering at 775 on the break above, you've got 15 points there. You know, even in its smallest form, because really all we're doing is stair stepping up right now. That's all we're doing. We're starting to see a little bit of exhaustion, but all we've done is stair stepped up this whole way up. Chris, you try to draw levels, but you end up with a bunch more than the 4 hour. Lance, it all depends. But yes, the majority of my money's made during New York session. And honestly, it's made during the first hour or two of New York session. Yeah, Sensei, there's nothing to be gained from order flow right now. At least not for me. There's a higher amount of interest to the top side right now, volume-wise, where current price is, as opposed to the downside. However, we've had some interest down there at 25,700 for a while. If we're going to range out for the night, that would probably be my downside target, would be 700, front-running this area. But, man, it's just so slow. Yeah, Chris, I mean, over time you'll learn, like, it doesn't matter what symbol you're trading. Right? You could go to the chart of, I don't know, Apple, right? And do this same thing and draw the levels on there and probably execute it the exact same way, same setups that you're looking for here. I would be looking for on those charts. But I could pick pretty much any symbol that I want and do this exact same thing. And it'd probably be pretty much the same. I mean, I did it on gold, right? And I'd never traded gold before. But look at what price has done. Even on gold. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, the symbol has to have consistent daily volume. 100%. 100%. It just did not run high enough for me to even try to get a read on what's going to happen here. It's so slow. Volume is just dead. I really don't think you're going to get a real big move until London session. Oh, Red started back on April and like a sponge soaked up a ton of knowledge and is killing it already. Lance, where do I live on the East? No, Lance, I don't smoke. I don't smoke, I don't drink. And I live in Kentucky. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, Wonky, I mean, I just think any kind of because you're counter trend right now, right? I hope he don't get down with the pine trees. Yeah, I don't smoke. I don't smoke. Straight bourbon country and don't drink. Nope, nope, Chris, I don't really drink. Johnny, you're in Central Kentucky? Yeah, I live in Louisville. Oh my goodness. Price is just going to chop here in the 80 to 800 area range, isn't it? Well, guys, I'm probably going to call it there for tonight. I'm going to get a good night's rest. Be prepared for the session tomorrow. Reminder, we do have FOMC on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. I appreciate you. Like I said, what I would be looking for, if you guys are interested, if you're going to continue to trade, what I would be looking for is that sweep above and to see if 790 wants to hold on the retest. Or I'd be looking for failures at this point and a hold below 770 for the short back down to the middle of the range. Central pivot sitting at 726. That would probably be a logical target. 700 also, it could be another target with these orders sitting down here to the downside. I have a feeling it's probably going to be pretty slow till London session, so just be careful and be patient if you're going to stay in a trade that long. Do I trade gold? LC, no, I don't trade gold. I'll give my analysis on it from time to time, but I don't really trade it. This is a gold chart that you're looking at now. Yeah, thanks, Pine. No, thank you for the stream, Pine. No, thank you, brother. Guys, if you haven't yet, haven't checked out Pine Tree Trader's stream, he streams before I do during the Asia sessions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Is that right, Pine? Go give him a subscribe. I know he's really close to 5K subs now. Let's get him over that little milestone. Let's get him over that 5K mark. I don't know if he went over it tonight or not, but he seemed like he was pretty close when I was tuned into his stream. Really good guy. Really good streamer. Go give him a shout. Subscribe to him if you aren't already. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Peace.